Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Rhea Ripley could soon add a female superstar to her potential faction with Damian Priest and Jey Uso. The Eradicator and the Archer of Infamy were kicked out of the Judgment Day at SummerSlam 2024. Since then, the Terror Twins have been at war with the heel faction, and main event Jey Uso has frequently helped them in their pursuit. Ripley and Priest were two dominant figures on Raw when they were a part of the Judgment Day. Since leaving the group, they have been victims of the numbers game week after week. This could make Ripley think of starting a new faction alongside Jey Uso and Damian Priest. The three of them can work together and add Raw superstar Lyra Valkyria as the fourth member of the faction. The former Women's World Champion is a fan of Valkyria and has acknowledged the 27-year-old in the past. Lyra is a top-notch athlete. However, the former NXT Women's Champion isn't currently involved in any top-class feuds. Notably, Valkyria and Liv Morgan had several backstage confrontations when the Miracle Kid was feuding with Becky Lynch earlier this year. Morgan and Lyra recently locked horns in a dark match. Hence, Ripley could use this angle to her advantage and possibly add Lyra to her potential faction. Having a good faction is the best recipe for success. Dominant stables often get the big feuds, big matches, and most of the championship gold. If Mommy can put together a good team, she is on her way back to the top again. However, the angle is speculative at this point. Jey Uso has found a new cheerleader in Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley has always had the male gaze on her, especially from Jey Uso. The newly crowned Intercontinental Champion has been wooing Mommy for quite some time, and the latter finally seems interested. This past week on Monday Night Raw, Jey Uso faced Braun Breaker for the IC title in the main event. During his entrance, the YEET Master had thousands of people grooving to his song, including his new cheerleader, Rhea Ripley. This moment wasn't telecasted on live TV but was later uploaded on social media by the Nightmare. This could be the start of an interesting love angle between Jey and Rhea. Until now we are only getting glimpses, but if WWE pulls the trigger, we could get one of the best on-screen couples in the promotion's history. Rhea Ripley, building her own legacy with a new faction. Rhea Ripley had long stood as a lone wolf in WWE, forging her path through a relentless work ethic and a ferocious will to win. She'd carved her name into the annals of WWE history by breaking barriers and crushing stereotypes, a true powerhouse of the women's division. But as her career had evolved, so too had her outlook. She had become more than just a singles competitor, she had become the heartbeat of the Judgment Day. And now, after weeks of rumors swirling through the WWE universe, Ripley was contemplating a major shift. With Damian Priest and Jey Uso already standing by her side, the time had come for Rhea to add a female star to her growing faction. The first signs of expansion, the seeds of expansion, were planted when Rhea found herself in the middle of an unexpected alliance with Jey Uso, following his shocking exit from the Bloodline. Jey had been searching for a new direction after severing ties with Roman Reigns and his own family, and Priest, who had shared his frustrations with his own leadership struggles in the Judgment Day, seemed a natural fit. Rhea, as the de facto leader of this rising faction, saw potential in Jey and Priest, a trio that could dominate both the men's and women's divisions with her influence. But there was something missing, a female presence that could solidify their dominance across the board. Rhea had her eyes on a star who she believed could make an immediate impact, one who had both the pedigree and the hunger to rise to the top. And this female WWE star had already been making waves of her own, Raquel Rodriguez. The connection between Rhea and Raquel had a deep history, dating back to their days in NXT. They had engaged in several brutal battles, their rivalry defined by sheer physicality and respect. They were cut from the same cloth, two fierce competitors unafraid to push the boundaries of what women could achieve in WWE. Raquel's towering presence and strength matched Rhea's, and in many ways, Raquel was the only woman who could go toe-to-toe with Ripley. The idea of Raquel joining Rhea's faction wasn't as far-fetched as some might think. Both women had expressed their admiration for each other's skill set in interviews, and despite their past clashes, there was mutual respect between them. Rhea had always believed that Raquel had untapped potential, and in her mind, adding someone as powerful as Raquel to the fold would create an unstoppable force. Together, they could reshape the women's division. But convincing Raquel wouldn't be easy. Raquel was fiercely independent, just like Rhea, and she had her own aspirations of being a top singles star. Rhea would need to play her cards carefully. The proposal backstage at Monday Night Raw, Rhea Ripley pulled Raquel aside after their most recent encounter, a match where both women had pushed each other to the limit. Sweat dripped down their faces as they stood in the dimly lit corridor, still buzzing from the adrenaline of their hard-hitting contest. "You know we've always been cut from the same cloth, Raquel," Rhea started, her voice low but firm. "We both know what it takes to dominate, but think about what we could do together. I'm not talking about just tagging up for a match or two. I'm talking about taking over the entire company." Raquel narrowed her eyes, still catching her breath from the match. "I've always respected you, Rhea. You push me in ways no one else can. But I'm not looking to play second fiddle to anyone. I've got my own path." Rhea chuckled, a wicked grin spreading across her face. "I'm not asking you to play second fiddle. I'm offering you a seat at the head of the table. Me, you, Priest, and Jey, we could run this place. No one would stand a chance against us. Together, we'd be unstoppable." Raquel paused, considering the offer. She had always been proud of her independence, but the idea of joining forces with Rhea and taking her career to new heights was undeniably tempting. The chemistry between them was undeniable, both as rivals and potential allies. She also couldn't ignore the fact that Rhea was right. Together, they could rule WWE in a way no one had before. "You know I've never backed down from a challenge," Raquel said, crossing her arms. "But if I'm in, I want to make it clear, I'm not just a sidekick. I'm a partner." Rhea's smile widened. "That's exactly what I'm offering. Equal footing, Raquel. We're going to shake things up around here." The unstoppable faction with Raquel now on board, Rhea's faction was complete. The addition of Raquel solidified the group's dominance, creating a perfect balance between the power of the women's division and the ever-expanding influence of Damian Priest and Jey Uso in the men's ranks. Each member of the faction brought something unique: Rhea's ruthlessness, Raquel's raw power, Priest's cunning, and Jey's unorthodox style. Together, they were poised to become the most dominant force WWE had seen in years. The WWE Universe reacted with a mix of shock and excitement as Rhea, Raquel, Priest, and Jey made their first official appearance as a unit. The four stood in the center of the ring, united under a single goal: to dismantle the status quo. Rhea, with her WWE Women's Championship draped over her shoulder, looked around the arena with a devilish gleam in her eyes. "We're not here to play by the rules anymore," Rhea declared, her voice echoing through the arena. "We are here to take what's ours. No one is safe, and no one can stop us." With Raquel standing tall by her side, the message was clear: this was the future of WWE, and Rhea Ripley was at the helm. Together, the faction began wreaking havoc on both the men's and women's divisions, targeting champions, contenders, and anyone who dared to stand in their way. It wasn't long before their dominance was felt in every corner of the company. Rhea's decision to bring Raquel into the fold had been a stroke of genius, cementing her place not only as a fierce competitor but as a visionary leader. With their power growing stronger by the day, it seemed inevitable that Rhea's faction would continue to shape the landscape of WWE for years to come. And as they raised their arms in victory time and time again, it became clear that the WWE Universe was witnessing the dawn of a new era, an era ruled by Rhea Ripley and her unstoppable faction.